Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're going back to a toxic tribal deck, I guess you'd call it. There's a bunch of toxic stuff. But we've mixed it together with some cards from Bloomburrow, possibly just one. But in my test plays, Innkeeper's talent and toxicity go together like peas and carrots. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, voted by my high school class as most likely to go on to haunt people's dreams like Freddy Krueger, Dr. Yukon SuckIt. Yes, thank you. Filmed for a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon SuckIt. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting you today from my, say it with me, a secret underground headquarters. And I'm bringing to you a deck of my own creation, which is called Innkeeper's Toxic. The deal is that I was looking back a little ways and I saw that I had some decks that I was calling post-rotation, which is what we were playing there for the last couple weeks before the rotation. And these are all decks that should be good to play once Bloomburrow came up, even though we didn't have any Bloomburrow cards yet. And I thought, let's see if that deck still works in the meta. You know, because they did well. The question is whether the new cards would just dominate them or not. Turns out, Poison did good. It did very well. And so I went and took some Bloomburrow cards and I mixed it in. And turns out it worked even better. So this is a post-rotation deck that's been adjusted to a little bit and uses some Bloomburrow cards. And now we're going to go ahead and destroy people's sanity and their presence of mind. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We're going to talk a little bit how the deck should work. And then we're going to go out, we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got here? Let's start with the big score here, which is Innkeeper's talent. That's the big add to it. At the beginning of your combat, you put a Popo counter on target creature control. Great. This is all about toxicity, so damage doesn't really matter. But it still helps. It still helps a lot. But level 2, all those guys get Ward 1 that you have permanent. You have Popo counters on. Fantastic. That's actually really decent because one of the things you got a problem with poison dudes, with toxic dudes, is that they get just nailed by stuff all the time. And then what are you going to do? A little bit of Ward will obviously help. Lastly, level 3, if you would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, you put twice that many instead. That's the big key here. So Toxic 1 becomes Toxic 2. Toxic 2 becomes Toxic 4. All right, so incredible. Now let's keep that in mind. Let's go. What do we got here? We got Creature Kill. We got a little bit of fighting action. We're going to go get some land. This guy, whenever he's got Toxic 1, and whenever a creature you control, it becomes a target of a spell, you target opponent gets a poison counter. If you have the Innkeeper's talent dialed up to 3, they'd get 2 poison counters just because this guy was the target of a spell, like Bushwhack per se. All right, Bitter Triumph. It's creature kill or planeswalker kill. This guy proliferates in Toxic 1. Creature kill. Flying in Toxic 1. We got the ability to take out artifacts and enchantments for cheap. For more expensive, you can take out any non-land permanent. So that's a clutch control card, right? Opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker and gets a poison counter. Or that make 2 of them potentially. Bloated Contaminator, Toxic 1, and Trample. And then proliferate afterwards. And I believe that even in the case of proliferation, that this would cause it to be twice as much. So, yeah, this is going to be insane. Insane. Death Touch and Toxic 1. This guy's got Toxic 2, and whenever a creature with Toxic deals combat damage to a player, that player gets an additional poison counter. And since that's a separate effect, that means this triggers again, which puts another poison counter on it. So we got like a poison tornado happening if you got the right combination of cards going on. Mostly it's going to be a Rotpriest and the talent dialed up to 3. So that's the only problem is you got a well to get up there. You don't have to have more than 4 mana to make this deck work, but you're not getting a ton of mana. So you got to make your choices as to where your mana is going. But it's aggro. We're going to go out there and do the best we can. It's a great deck as it is, but we do have the ability to dial this thing up to 11, and it should be fantastic. All right, before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Shuldred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, we're going against DWhatDK. Why are these organized this way? That is not in my best interest. Hey there, big fat bear. All right, I do want to get this up to 3rd level. So we can start putting out twice as many poison counters. All right, let's get things protected. Throw out our little friend here. And, yeah, let's give him the pump. All right, you don't have any mana. Means all you could do is chump. I'm not sure you cared for that. People are trying to play rabbits again. I'm getting super tired of rabbits. I mean, I'm super happy that we're not seeing, what is it, mono white soldiers anymore, but it's rabbits. That's just flying, man. All right, let's do this. Go for the pump. Throw it onto the guy with evasion. And that will be 4. You're up to 6 right now. Now you got to start playing defense like a sucker. It doesn't matter who you touch, man. You're going to get an extra point out of this. Where is that? What is going on here? Whenever a creature becomes target a spell, target opponent gets... Why did that not happen? Yeah, pump it up. All right, that's going to be a lot right there. I think you're dead. I think that's the end of it. Winner, winner! Victory dinner! Victory! All right, we're playing against Trelio. No black. See if we make it work. All right, we're just betting on our future and hoping to pull a black from someplace. He's playing toxic now, huh? And guess who gets the poison counter, Senor Snotty Pants? All right, let's get a guy out. We can start. We got a little bit of control still. Just one card. Good. He's dying for creatures at this point. Ooh, we're doing good that way. All right, let's look at the pump going. I don't think he's going to get haste, so I'm not too worried about it. I would like to focus on pumping up the talents. All right, let's just shoot him and then shoot this guy out. We'll keep going to the throat in the background there. You can try to keep that alive. There we go. I had to waste 2 cards on that. That sucked. And we win! In your face, suckerfish. In your face. All right, we're playing against Radagast, the Brown. Okay, we got a nice little curve going on here. I'll try to keep the Rotpriest out. We'll see. He kills it, hopefully with something that targets it. He'll take a poison counter. He's not doing anything with that. Oh, is that? That's an actual... All right, never mind. Let's keep the pressure going. So he called it as it doesn't provide any mana for anything other than creatures, for rabbit creatures at this point. Let's give it a whack. Give it a little bit of protection. And I'll in. Does he have anything other than just rabbit? Yeah. Using my Rotpriest like a cudgel. Got some death touch here in the back. I'd like to escalate Innkeeper's talent up to the 3rd level. All right, I still need a 4th to be able to turn that up. Can't do anything with the other guy. Innkeeper's not double up on this. Take this up to the next level. All right, 5 in. Let's just see if he'll just sacrifice all of his dudes for this. You're just going to chump. All right, chump away. You don't have any things to copy there. What does that do for 2? Yeah, you don't have any tokens to copy. So at this point, you're not going to do any good. Tear Asunder will tear that asunder. Gone. All right, you want to start chumping? There we go. In your face, Charlie Brown. Victory! Alright, we're playing against darthpipo. darthpipo. Alright, foxes. You guys are okay. I'm cool with you. Alright, we got a couple of turds for taking out turds. Let's hope he puts out little things worth killing. 2. Nothing worth doing yet. Since the guy he's playing Izzet. Expecting otters. I'm expecting turds, though. I'm expecting I should be able to cut down some stuff. There we go. Alright, hopefully his red's not going to be able to take out the Bloated Contaminator. He might be packing stuff that shoot up to 5. He might be. That's weird the way he just kept touching the Contaminator at that point. Looks like he wants to do something instanty. He's gonna bounce. All right, there's 3 for you. What are you putting out there? You don't like my guys very much, do you? Thunder Chicken! And here we go. And absolutely we're going to proliferate. That's 10 right there! Jellybean Princess! Victory! Alright, we're playing against Wulff. Fa. Let's keep it. What is our pal going to try to do? He doesn't like the Venerated Rotpriest. Is he going to try to control it? Bump it up, Joe. There we go. Life gain doesn't matter when you play against poison. Let's put it that way. Let's start this cycle up. I mean, Tear Asunder, we could take something out, but we need another mana for it. All right, I'm down to 12. We'll get rid of the Blightbelly Rat and sit there and have nothing to put out. I mean, Tear Asunder is the one you're probably going to hate. The Bloated Contaminator is a huge deal for you. And I can't do anything without the extra mana. There you go. All right, let's give the strength to a flying guy. Still need a 4th mana. You do not have any mana left, man. Mana! Alright, cool. Here we go. I'm at 8, though. That is really bad. Should I just kill some guys? Let's, let this all go. Let's play defensively. Tear Asunder is an instant. We're cool. It took too long to get all of our stuff together. Unfortunately, he still gets his whole ability there. If I was him, I'd bring back, yeah, Little Boy Black. He'd bring back himself. I'm down to 5. I don't have any extra things to do. Let's just pop this guy out. I have to play defense like a sucker, even though everybody's going to be flying. All right, that's it. Is that enough to kill him? Got him up to 8, 9, 10, and we win! Oh, he just was a sucker. Victory! All right, we're playing against Belgarim. Belgarim. Take it. Keep. We're going second. Is that the deal? Somehow we picked a bunch of 3s up. But he's got to get a 3rd mana. We'll be in a much better position. If the Shuffler decides to choke us back and not give us any more mana for an extended period of time, we'll be bad off. Yeah, no blocks. Have a good time. I could have done Bushwhack to go get it, but it didn't happen. Wanted to use Bushwhack to kill some stuff. It's not a spell, is it? So therefore, it can go ahead and target my guy without causing the effect to occur. All right, no attacks, because the little flying guy's not going to make it through. All right, we're at 13. We may have to start chumping with the Syphoner. If he decides to come after me with his Kite Sail Larcenist. All right, deck, let's see, what do I need? I mean, I guess I don't need any more mana. It sucks. I'd like more. But I definitely need creature removal. All right, I'm down to 11. And we win. Suck it, pirate loving mother truckers. Victory. All right, playing against Alex. I really dislike the little green naked dude. Nothing but creatures. Not necessarily one. I want a nice mix of stuff. All right, 2. Let's get us in with the flying guy. All right, 3. Let's go and attack. And let's put out Bloated Contaminator. To go for the throw, we got some tricks on us now. Got the Popo counter. We got a lot of tricks on us. All right, I'm going to throw out a Basilisk. He's not going to like going up against Death Touch. And if he won't try to block my guys, then what's the point of me doing tricksy stuff? He's loading up on one guy. All right, let's give it a shot. See what he does. How dare you touch me with your dirty, dirty paws? And I think because of this, I'm going to have to cut down on this guy. What does this guy do? All right, and we win! In your face, Alex B. Jones. Victory! All right, so here we are with Innkeeper's Toxic. And yeah, it was a fantastic deck. You know, I wasn't sure if this was going to do well in the current meta, because when we put it together, it was just a pre-post rotation deck. But we knew that the cards would work, and we just wanted to see if they would, if it was a deck that we could continue to play when we didn't have any Bloomburrow cards yet. So I decided to increase it, and it still worked good. I mean, I didn't have to do much to it. There wasn't much I could do to really help out the whole toxic thing. It turns out, though, that Innkeeper's Talent was a fantastic addition to this deck. Well worth having, and I appreciate it being in there. All right, so let's talk about this deck. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? I'm gonna give it to Innkeeper's Talent. Innkeeper's Talent, we didn't know it, but this was just waiting to be a toxic deck lover. Why? Because, I mean, the +1/+1 target creature control, great, that's fine. But what's really nice is that those +1/+1 counters then act as ward, give everything ward 1, which gives your toxic guys a little bit of protection, which is fantastic. And then lastly, step number 3, level 3, if you put counters on a player, you put twice that many instead, which means your dudes are putting out twice as many. So, if you have 3 1s coming in, that's going to be a total of 6. Necrogen Rotpriest puts in additional one on there. So that means that for every one that attaches in, you do one additional one for that, plus an additional one for that, plus an additional one for that. It's just a complete tornado of doubling of toxicity. So yeah, it's a fantastic step up on toxic creatures. Innkeeper's Talent, fantastic. You are my MVP. We're moving along. All right, let's talk about this. Was this deck competitive? In the current meta, that's the thing. Sure, the deck worked before. We haven't played in Bloomburrow. Turns out it works great. With all the removal we have in here, we're able to thin out those early aggro decks pretty well. And with all of the toxicity, we're killing people pretty early. And with the doubling up of it between Necrogen Rotpriest and Innkeeper's Talent, we're able to kill them way quicker than expected in the past. So, I got a 78% win rate in casual. It didn't do very well in platinum level ranked. I lost 3 games in a row and just gave up and came back to casual. I hate losing in ranked. So I could keep playing up there. I would bet it would do pretty well. I hated it up there. All right, let's move along. So yeah, this is a competitive deck in my opinion. I think it's well worth playing for competitive reasons. Was this deck fun? I love a good aggro deck. That pretty much makes it a fun deck to me. You can convince me to do something with a combo deck maybe. But look at this. 1, 2, 3. It's like it's holding up the middle finger right there. That is a perfect curve in a nice aggro deck. And this deck didn't fail to deliver. So absolutely, this was a fun deck to play. It had early aggressive actions. It was able to come at people. It had generally great bombs at the end. In fact, having to wait for 4 mana was the only thing that was a downfall to it. 4 mana being really hard to get to, right? Not that bad. And if anything, we could probably choke back on the Rotpriest a little bit, bring him down to 3 or 2, increase some more in the lower end here. That'd be cool. All right, so yes, this was a fun deck. Lastly, was it interesting? Totally. Why was it interesting? Because we're playing Toxic, and Toxic is not being played very much right now. It was big, a few sets ago when what am I trying to think here? The Phyrexian sets came out. And they're still around, obviously. I'm still playing it right now. But mixing it with Bloomburrow, getting the Innkeeper's Talent on it, oh, that was so good. It was great to see that a post-rotation deck with a little bit of increase could be even better. So yeah, I'd say this is absolutely an interesting deck. So let's rate this thing up. Let's see how we did. Number 1, was it competitive? Yes. Was it fun? Absolutely. Was it interesting? Totally. So that makes it an A+ deck, and as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. I'd highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. All right, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.